Garden Diary for June 2024. Our first season of gardening in East Texas. We started these beds in February. This was a bare backyard. So I'm going to start keeping a little diary so that I can track what has been happening in the garden, the changes over the different seasons, and I thought it would be fun to bring you guys along. So here we go. First bed, I've just built these beds. They're no dig beds built along the fence lines. This one has tomatoes, jalapenos, okra, a smattering of flowers, different kinds of flowers, and a smattering of herbs. Eggplant. Along this fence we have the Mississippi pink eyes that are flowering now in June and looking very lush. Some cosmos that is falling over. Some other flowers that are struggling a little. Nasturtiums, tomatillos, more eggplants. Long little eggplant starting. Different varieties of tomatoes, some romas, some bush beans, more okra, some sunflowers, some capsicums, our one lone little banana tree. Some tomatoes looking better than others. This little patch here, I think the soil might need some more assistance through here. It's not as good. The garden's not doing as well in that little patch in the middle of the fence. Oh, we might have a ripe tomato. More eggplant, silver beet. More okra, some herbs still smattered through there. Corn along this fence line. Earlier we harvested potatoes. Just planted sweet potato slips through here in this middle week of June. A little bit more corn. Some 4 o'clocks and some capsicums. A little bit more corn. Some bush beans on the end. Bush beans down below. Sunflowers at the back. Some zinnias. The bush beans are just flowering. The sunflowers are getting very tall. I'd say that's a good maybe 8 foot in the air. These are I keep saying I think they're just called cream beans. Starting to trellis up there. Cucumbers. Already going at full pelt. A few capsicums struggling for light. Okra and more cukes. Oh, little cukes. I'm about to do a bunch of pickling. Rocket growing along here, and pole beans, which the pole beans have a lot of this crinkle in the leaves. So I don't know that that's supposed to be like that. I have not grown this variety before. I think it was called Kentucky Wonder. But I'm wondering if there's a nutrient deficiency there. The rocket all along here, which I'm enjoying and the chickens are enjoying. A few more herbs, a couple more capsicums. Look at this, beautiful. Zucchinis and yellow squash mainly in this bed. Zucchinis, strong plants, but not, look at all those bees. Not as many, not as prolific, not as many fruit on them as the yellow squash, which is just rocking it on in here. Squash everywhere. And then down here at the end of the bed, more yellow squash, more bees. Silver beet, otherwise known as Swiss chard, doing well there. Capsicums and marigolds, and some more sort of younger baby capsicums over the other side there. Oh, I must have missed this one. Look at the size of that thing. Whew. This second raised bed has turned into a wild mess of herbs, eggplants, peppers. Sort of a lot of it got knocked down in the storm and never really fully recovered, so I've just let it go. It's still growing, it's just growing all lopsided. These hot peppers, basil, lots of marigolds, a random tomato that planted itself, jalapenos, some empty spaces that need filling, more jalapenos. Here I've planted my ginger, and I have put asparagus in these beds that have not come up as yet. More ginger. Now a few herbs, and this is the area where I'm just growing things out. So I have elderberry in pots, some more herbs in this garden, some yarrow, tulsi, basil, and all my little pots of things that I've been potting on.
What is the orange flowers?
The orange flower is nasturtiums.
What are they?
They're a beautiful flower you can actually eat, and they're a bit peppery. Mint, not doing well on this side, but doing really well over here. That's peppermint though. Okay. This is our last bed, which really is probably the poorest of the beds and had the least amount of attention. I also, so there's 4 o'clocks have come up here. I didn't realize I'd planted those. Anyway, there's carrots there that are a bit out of season, a couple of peppers, and I've planted tomatoes because originally I really planted unwittingly the wrong things in the wrong season. So there's beetroot, which has not done well. It was planted in the wrong season, and so I've got some tomatoes now coming up back there, and some capsicum and a nasturtium at the end. And at the front of the house, which does not have much garden because of the puppies, I've done very little out here, but I'm just going to record it anyway so that we can see the progress over the years. So a couple of little pots here. This one is struggling in the heat. May have to move that one. Not much in this bed. We just wood chipped it and left it as is basically, and pruned the roses. This raised bed here, we've got these 3 raised beds that have turned into a wild and woolly, weedy mess, but there is some beauty in amongst the mess. Some basil, some basil that's going nuts, some Swiss chard, some beautiful sweet Alice, a bit of dill, lot of mess. And this one over here just has a mix of flowers and weeds basically. These beautiful bulbs that surprised me out of this pot, they were already here from the previous owners and they are just gorgeous. Along this fence line we have, now these have had a hard time. This is a grape and it has been attacked by puppies and errant chookies, but it's still alive. Same case here for a couple of blueberries. This is a blueberry that nearly didn't make it. Hang on, I'll show you in a sec. So this is another grape that nearly didn't make it. It was covered in little clusters and then we had chickens get out and they ate them all. I think this might be a mimosa, so we're letting it grow because they're a good shade tree. And another possible mimosa with a blueberry under here that again got dug up by dogs, eaten by chooks. So along this kind of messy, not great looking fence line is a number of these bushes, and with the weeds have, the grass obviously it needs mowing. We've had broken down mowers and it's a struggle to keep up. It pretty much needs mowing every week at the moment. But so these blueberries and grapes, hopefully they will bounce back. But when I planted them, I put blood and bone in the underneath them and on top under the mulch so that it would water down and feed those bushes. However, that was far too attractive to the puppies, and so they just dug them all up, chewed the plants to pieces trying to get to the blood and bone. Anyway, lesson learned. Next time I will fence them off or something. Okay, along this fence line we have planted several, a couple of oak trees and another little bush we actually transplanted from over near the roses when we had to move a bush from over there. We've got cannas in the middle and we've mulched. We really, like I said, have not done much over there. Now over here is the most unattractive part of the entire garden. It was a mess. It had been inhabited just by a lot of big German Shepherd dogs of the previous owner, and we decided to put a big load of mulch here and just mulch the whole lot of it, because I do have a vision for this eventually of I want a mulberry tree, like a nice big shade tree, and maybe some bulbs and maybe some herbs, but kind of like just a nice place to sit with a table and chairs. And my thinking was I will like really heavily mulch it and just leave it until I can get to it. But the problem with that is, as you can see, the weeds have just come up through the mulch, nut grass like crazy, and this grass here coming in from the edges, and brambles even over there. I don't know if you can see, these brambly things have come up. So, and this really cute elephant ear came up, but it's just turned into a schmozzle and a mess, and it's right at the front of the house, so that's not ideal. But I'm kind of, I don't know, I'm not entirely sure what to do with this, but I'm being so pummeled by work in the backyard right now in the veggie garden, I kind of don't have time to deal with this. So I'm leaving it alone and pretending to forget about it. I think what I may need to do is pull out what we can of weeds and then really heavily cardboard it. Like I'm talking really heavily cardboard, another layer of mulch, because it's not like we're running out of mulch or anything, not wood chips, over the top of it, because I did not cardboard it. And that is why I've got all this weed pressure coming up through the bark. So yeah, this is definitely a bit of a problem area for me, and I haven't really found out the solution of what to do. So my grand vision is in that corner, have a nice shade tree, and I'm thinking a fruiting tree like a mulberry. They grow really quickly, the kids love them, and they provide shade. And then I want to leave the roses. I like the elephant ear, but I'd like a nice shady spot. We have put an oak here. So if I have, that's going to obviously be slow growing, but the oak, the mulberry, and maybe another shade tree right here, just because of how hot these Texas summers get. And a nice sitting area with a few little, kind of, I guess, a bit of a cottagey garden feel. I don't know, we'll see. Any ideas welcome. The final part of the garden diary for June 2024 is our little orchard. It is only a baby orchard right now. We have this peach tree here has given us quite a number of peaches. It's its first season. They're very small, but we've probably got about 10 peaches off of this little tree. See, is that, yeah, that one is totally ready, if not a bit over. Oh yeah, it's got a bad spot. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4 peaches. Oh no, 5, 6, that's right. 6 peaches. Now, we did have 2 apple trees. We had some big trucks come in and that one got run over, but they were both dead. They had not made it. So what we have left in our orchard right now is 6 little peach trees. You know, these might be little, and it is, it's teeny tiny, but it's just so sweet and yummy. That's the end of our garden diary for June 2024. It has been a wonderful start to the year with lots of lessons learnt already, and I'm really looking forward to continuing to learn about gardening in this new land as we establish new beds, build the soil, and continue to learn about growing food here on our little piece of land in East Texas. Thanks for watching. Sunshine and raindrops. Until next time.